If anybody giving you banana, sky, if sugar daddy giving you cocaine, run, give you skunk, give you loud, tell you say I want that. Chase, that's how you take start. Hey, what's in my eyes don't see. Simba, oh, what you cool, Simba, oh. No be say, I know they hear when them say, make I stop. Hey, I know if it stop. I swear I want to stop. Somebody help me stop. If anybody giving you banana, sky, hey, whether na school she, oh, Simba, what you cool, Simba, oh. Even don't do them lie, even don't do them no lie. I will do my part, I will sing them louder. Even
though, you know, be a drug addict, do your part to make kindness for no carry them.
Even though you never,
even though you want to,
I beg you no bother.
you go one day, even though.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Galaxy. Today we'll take the lifestyle edition now proper, and we'll be focusing our attention on one issue that has become a very big deal for most Nigerian youths when we talk about how people tend to abuse and get addicted to drug. It might be prescription pills, it might be cocaine, it might be codeine, it might be tramadol. These substances have been since been banned by the federal government for use. We find out that a whole lot of Nigerians are still abusing drugs and are getting addicted when they should be channeling their energies to positivity. Well, I will not be discussing that alone. Blossom and I will be talking to Mrs. Ebuwa Obaze. She is a drug addiction and abuse counselor, and she has worked with Pine Street in a non-profit organization in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. Good morning to you, ma'am. Many thanks for joining us on Galaxy today.
Thanks for having me. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, yes. How exactly would you define drug abuse and drug addiction?
Drug abuse is a disease.
A disease?
Yes,
Wow.
it's a disease. But we don't say it that way.
Okay.
It's something that people kind of like fall back on. And they, like, talk about the prescription, they fall back on that prescription when you being abused in your early age. They prescribe this medication for you to numb your pain, and you fall back on it and just keep going for it, off and on, one thing to two turn to 3, 10, and off and on. And it's actually a disease that we're trying to fight, and is a battle. But we're doing the best we can.
Okay, so why do some people actually get addicted to some particular drugs and others don't?
Because they want to numb their pain. So they think that turning to drugs numb their pain, and some people turn to other stuff. Like, can I use a client, for instance, because this is what I do. I have some clients that I expose them to different things of life, like activities. You want to go back to school? Do you have zeal of school before, of education, before you got into this this lifestyle. Oh yes, I do, but I could afford it because of X, Y, Z. The part of where I come from, the government will help you, but this part of the world, they don't help you.
Why do you think they're not helping?
I don't know. That's the thing I don't know.
Okay.
In the U.S., the government will fund money, financial aid, to fund you to go to any level of school you want to go to prevent you from using. Even when you're using, they can send you to a rehab and help you. I just have a client that last week I just housed. She was using. I worked with her, clean for 32 days, help her with aftercare plan, house her. Now she's looking for colleges to start in January. That aftercare, you need to look for a mentor who's going to mentor you from the beginning to the last.
Okay, but before we get into all of that, rehabilitation and the life after drug, let us come down home now and talk about these substances that are prone to abuse and addiction. In your opinion, what drugs or what substances do you think Nigerians easily get addicted to?
Okay, I didn't know anything about codeine. I just found out about codeine when I was watching this guy's music video, David Jones David.
I just played it.
Yeah, I'm actually working with him now. And I was like, what's codeine? So I rushed to my office, I was screaming. And my coworker, he was like, don't you know what codeine is? I'm like, I don't know what codeine is. And they Google it and show it to me, like, it's a cough syrup. You mix it with something. And I'm like, oh, because it's sweet. So people get to take a little more, a little more, a little more, and become addicted because it's very sweet. It was a bitter taste. You wouldn't tend to take any other from a little bit of it. You go, oh no, it has a bad taste to it. So you get hooked to the sweet taste.
Okay.
So then the Tramadol, or the other, there was one that one that came, says a blue pill, I don't know the name. That one, I have no clue what that is. The Tramadol part, I know a few years back because it was prescribed by my doctor. When I found the effect of it, I just like, this is not for me. Because when people use it, they feel the highness of it. It takes them to, I don't know.
Another level. But only temporarily.
Exactly, that's my point. And enough they are paying for that 5-10 seconds. They forget that 10 years later, it has effect down the road. And it kills me that this part of the world, we don't have no treatment, proper treatment for this stuff. And at the end, you have kidney failure, you have heart problem, name it. And we have young kids who are abusing this stuff like crazy.
Okay, so is there a difference between physical dependence and drug abuse?
Depends
Okay.
on who is using it.
All right. Can you just explain, elaborate a little bit?
When you're abusing drugs, it makes you not to do nothing. You can't do nothing.
Okay.
But when you used to doing it, I have a client, his name is Chris, I'm not gonna call his last name. His name is Chris. No matter how many amount of drugs that he takes, he knows exactly where he is. Because he's been doing it so long, his system is used to it.
Wow.
So it depends on who is taking it. So people can take it and they're just dead for that few seconds.
Okay.
All right, fine. I'll take comments just to remind viewers that you can be a part of this conversation. Feel free to interact with us. If you have a question for our guest, she will be willing and very able to attend to all of your queries. You can also share your own opinions. If you have personal experience and you want to share with us, feel free to do so. The numbers are now on the screen. You can interact with us there or also on social media using the hashtag Galaxy Today. All right, let me take this one. Good morning. I don't think the drug laws or drug law agencies are doing their work in my area. They take codeine and tramadol like no man business. Okay, let's talk about this aspect now, the part of the drug enforcement agencies. How well would you say they have gone in the fight against drugs, drug abuse? How would you really rate them here?
In Nigeria, it's 0.
Whoa, really? That low?
0, yeah. From what I'm saying, it's 0. I had a meeting with somebody on Sunday who told me that it was somewhere, and he saw a young girl openly popping pills, about the blue pill, about 6 of them, openly. If the drug enforcement agency are doing their job, you can never see anybody openly doing such a thing. Where I come from, even though we have government who's trying to like give them places, fund all this treatment, they still have people who still hide and do this stuff. I don't think Nigeria government is doing enough job. I'm just being sincere right here. I'm sorry. Maybe me coming from outside, the outside place, because I haven't done this job here. Maybe me coming from the other side of the world. I'm not saying nothing.
Okay, but let's talk about children now and the part of parents. You are a counselor, so what are the telltale signs for parents to look out for in the children who might be prone to abusing or getting addicted to these drugs?
Watch their friends. Watch their lead coming in, their coffee. In America, we have coffee. I don't know if they have coffee here, but watch their friends. Are they doing their schoolwork? Visit them in school without them not knowing. Just show up. See if they're in class. Because I see most of our youth. I'm not really worried about the adult here. When you're 18, you're an adult. I'm worried about the young youth and the young kids from like 10 to like 17 because they're still developing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So visit them in school without them not even knowing that you're coming. Sneak to the teacher's office. Ask questions. Why is he doing in class? Stuff like that. If they come home, say, oh, is it the same boy that was talking to me yesterday? This person is talking to me today. When they come home, sneak to their room, do a little snooping, send them on an errand, just go through the school bag, check their behavior, ask questions. Who are your friends? Where are they from? Stuff like that. Get to know their friends. If they invite their friends over, let's say weekend, tell their mom they want to come spend the weekend in my house, get to know who your friends, who your kids' friends are. Okay. And see if you can pick one or two things. If they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing.
Okay, now when it comes to youth, adult, what can one help when someone is on drug?
I was watching a video the other day from David Jones' Instagram page, and he reposted it. Somebody was overdosing, and I said it yesterday when I had a meeting with him yesterday. They were shaking him. They thought he was passing out. Me being trained, he wasn't passing out. When you shake somebody, he can go vegetable, which is brain dead. So somebody is overdosing. Where I go with this is what we call Narcan. They don't have Narcan here. Again, if they do, it's expensive. And I know nobody can afford to get Narcan. Over there, it's very expensive. So we have Narcan and all that pay for it. So over here, because we don't have that, there's what we call CPR that can send oxygen to the person's brain. But nobody can even do correct CPR. So that's another thing that we need to take is, okay, can we get somebody, proper person, who can train people CPR? And another thing that we do with it, don't use alone. I'm not saying stop using. You can never say, oh, go cold talking, which is stop using. One day just wake up and say, don't use it again. We call it cold talking. Yeah. It's not going to happen like that. It's step by step. Don't use alone. Use with somebody. If I'm using, God forbid, you use him. I'll say, okay, I'll use when I'm off my eye, then you can use. Just in case, God forbid, something happened, you can call 911. We don't have 911 here. That's where CPR comes. That's where other position comes. You can put somebody in a certain position to kind of like weigh the highness away. But we don't have that classes here.
Okay. All right, good morning. In Bida local government, we want drug law enforcement to stop people who do not have shop and they are selling drugs. They should stop. That's another thing, drug abuse. A lot of people peddle drugs around. You see them, hawking it, and a lot of people patronize them. What do you think we can do in that regard?
Again, I'm not from here. I'm from here, but I don't live here. I don't know. It has to go back to the government. They need to go back to the drawing board. And you need prescription, first of all. You need to give people the right to sell prescription drugs. you need a prescription from a doctor. A real doctor, not just
let me
any
even
other
butt
doctor.
in here, still talking about prescription drugs. I know that doesn't really work here because you just find a lot of people open pharmacy shops here and there, and they just sell some drugs that should not even be sold over the counter, to people.
They did that to my mom.
Mm.
They actually did that to my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, almost scared her. That I had to fly her. I literally almost died. I don't know what I did to fly her to America real quick. Like,
But not everyone might even have that opportunity.
And there you go.
Yeah, so let's even talk about it because it's something that should be addressed. This issue of opening patent shops,
They need to close it.
Yeah, okay.
The government needs to go to work. Now, enough of the selfishness from the government. They need, all this issue goes back to the government, goes back to the people at the top. Because I'm not going to blame the kids right now. Because you put food there, they're going to take it. So now we need to go back to the top. They need to close down every shop, go back to the drawing board, and give licenses to people who are really legit. Which means you go to medical school, you have a license to open a medical of pharmacies, and then if I'm sick, I have a fever, whatever, I come to you, you license, you give me prescription, I go to you, I know you legit, you give me medication.
Exactly, I was about coming on to that when it comes to prescription, because we have a lot of us having self-medications. You have headache and you just go for your to-go response.
That's why I said it has to go back again to the drawing board. Even if you have headache. Where I come from, you can never get headache medication, Palandol, from CVS. It doesn't happen that way. You need a prescription from a doctor.
All right, we'll talk more. We still have Mrs. Ebowa Obazi here. She is a drug addiction and abuse counselor. And we're looking at the issues of drug abuse and addiction. When we return, we'll talk about another drug that is seemingly getting legal backing. Let's see what all of that entails. Speaking about marijuana, we'll be talking about that in a moment. Still to remind you that you can be a part of this conversation. Send us an SMS, interact with us on our social media platforms. Let's talk about these issues because we need to speak out vocally around all of the issues and of course saving our youths and our children. We'll take the songs again back to back from David Jones, David, and we'll return and talk more. To join us again.
Don't do them lie, don't do them no lie. I will do my part, I will sing them louder.
Even though, be a drug addict, do your part to make kindness for no carry them.
Even though you never.
Even though you want to, I'm again no brother. You go one day, even though.
Brothers and sisters, as an issue on the rise, I need your assistance. We need to open up some eyes. Person we can legal say she just one rap. Now friends that give her ginger say not just one rap. If she smoke one tap, she could just stay sharp. She say her papa na pastor, they say bone that crap. Whoa, now she getting hooked on the good stuff. Now she getting high as a rooftop. Her mother's very worried, she can feel it in her spirit. She be praying for her daughter, but she won't stop. First week bully, next week ref. Hop out week code into the next weekend. See, every single day there's money going down the drain. And that's on a daily basis, waiting you again. Like you, girl, we don't say country hard. Work no day, but life day your hand. The life is what you make it beautiful. I beg you, and I know you wanna give up, but I promise not to let you. Don't think about me, think about you. Think about your family, but think about truth. Depression, I know there's depression. You see your mates balling, from there comes the pressure, but no.
All right, welcome back. It's still Galaxy. Today we're discussing drug addiction and abuse, and we still have Ibu Omaze with us here in the studio. We have some questions for you from viewers. This one says simply, how can someone who is addicted to it stop, and what drug, you need to use drug, I'm just reading verbatim now. How can someone who is addicted to it stop, and what drug will the person use? Do you need drug to stop drug addiction?
Depends on the drugs.
Okay, okay.
There's what they call methadone clinic. When you added to heroin, which is crack cocaine and all this stuff, they put you on methadone dose. It goes by higher dose to lower dose. So kind of like easy of like when you crave for it, like when you crave for sweets. So if you're eating sweet, they give you something to kind of like supplement it. By the time goes on, it kind of like way up. Again, depends on what you're craving for. So.
Okay, all right. But looking at this right now, let's talk about what I talked about before we went on break. That's marijuana, and right now it is almost legal or legal in most countries. But don't you fear that it might still be prone to abuse?
Yes.
So what do we do? Because right now, I know it has its pharmaceutical benefits and all of that, but don't you think some people might go under the guise of using it for pharmaceutical purpose and use it, for just to get high?
Which is going on right now.
Tell us about it.
In my state, Mass, Massachusetts, it's legal there. But again, you need a prescription from a doctor to get one. You can't get it from the street though. They have a vendor. You have to go to the vendor machine, just like you have like candy vendor machine, or have a store. You have to go get grocery or whatever. So they have marijuana store. You go get whatever you want from there, and there is 30 ounce you can get. Instead of just like prescription, they give you like 30 pills a month or 60 pills a month. So they give you 30 ounce. I don't know. I never had any client who takes it. I never take it, but 30 ounce for 30 period. But some people are still abusing it because they used to taking it. Now, because they get a prescription from a doctor, they buy this ounce and they use everything on a spot. So now they have to go to black market and buy.
Okay.
So, which is a big problem with, I'm not going to politics here, with Democrats and Republicans fighting, why will you legalize marijuana? So that's topic for another
I know
day.
this could be a little bit fast, but I want to talk about drug addiction and drug abuse. How well do you think it can be treated?
Are you talking about this part or in general?
In general.
Nigeria, let's look
Okay,
at it home.
I'm not really worried about America because America is they all set. I'm worried about my people back home.
Let's talk about
That's why I
that.
came here. 'Cause
Okay.
Me doing this right now, I'm there. I went to school there. I studied this there. I'm like, okay, I've had enough there. I've doing your people there. Let me bring my knowledge back home. We need a good detox treatment center. I watched something. Somebody did a lady did a documentary on YouTube whereby they chain people to a tree, detoxing. That is wrong.
Whoa. They train them to
Yeah,
trade.
right here in Nigeria. I think it was in the Nota part. That is so wrong. And they brought somebody trying to like revive the person, a young kid, I think it was like 14, 15, 16, I think, and the person died on the stretcher. And that is wrong. That's why I got like so passionate about this. I'm like, okay, I'm stopping this. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna find a way to see how I can help because I'm very passionate about this. If I can help the white people, this is my people. So we need a good detox treatment center. I spoke to some of my doctors that I work with, Dr. Kevin and Sullivan. They're like, how can I help? I'm like, I don't know yet. Let me go see how I can come back and pick your brain.
Okay, let's just focus on our country now, and so far what we need to do. You talked about detox center and the methods most people use. You talked about how some people were chained, to a tree just to get them detoxified. Let's look at other issues now. Let's talk about people who have actually agreed, owned up to the fact that they are drug addicts and they want to change. But then how do you begin to help them, when they are surrounded by people who also use similar drugs? How do you begin to do that? You talked about cold turkey too. We don't want to just do like direct stuff. So how do we help people
There's
here in Nigeria?
There's other medication when they're craving for that drugs that you give them. When they're craving for it, they kind of like bring their craving down. It's just like you having a headache. You take 30 milligrams of whatever it is, and you don't want to be used to taking medication. When you're taking like 500, you're breaking that to 200, to 300. That's what you do. I was talking about people into crack cocaine. They go to methadone clinic and take a dose from there and break it down. The certain method.
So you still give them this drug?
It's not like a drug.
Okay.
It's something similar.
Okay.
When they're craving for it, you're not taking something to damage your system,
Okay.
but something to kind of like seize your craving
Okay.
and help you walk down.
Okay.
When you crave for this, so they give you something to help you walk down your craving. And they say, okay, go for a detox for like 30 days treatment center to be 30 days clean, or 15 days, or 2 weeks, or 90 days, depends on how bad that person is or into drugs. Everybody has, if you're bad, so you can go for like 6 months. Depends.
Okay, now outside the detox you talked about now, and how else again do you think we can get to help people?
Care plan is what I call aftercare plan.
Okay.
You ask them what they want to do. Like I said, Valerie has these dreams that she wanted to achieve. She was abused when she was young, so she fell back to using drugs. A lot of people find this what do you call it, safe center, safe spot in using. But she has these dreams. So you ask them, what do you want to do in life? They'll tell you. All you have to do is just kind of like support them.
Okay.
They do the work. You just support them. She want to go to school. She didn't have no high school diploma, which is secondary school resort. Okay, you want to do that? What do you want? We got her the GED paperwork. She read. We pay for it. She passed. Okay, what next? You want to go to college? Okay, we just support. She just write all this care plan. So you get their mind busy to take their mind off
Drugs.
drugs.
Other productive venture.
You want to learn trade? Okay. What kind of trade? Okay, I'll support you. You want to learn how to sew? Okay, I'll pay for Uber every day, pick you and drop you off. You want to learn how to do makeup? You just take their mind off.
Okay, fine. Now that you said that, I'm happy that you have decided to come back to the country to help people, with these issues. Let's talk about support group. I don't know, if there are much or what we can do to get much, because I know for alcoholism, people who are addicted to alcohol, they have AAA support group where they can go and vent out and talk and meet other people who can also help them. When they have like minds, they can be helped. Let's talk about drug now. So do you think that we have enough of that, or if we do have any, what should we be doing as regards having support groups like this that could help people who have these issues with drug abuse, and people who have had it before and now better? Do you think we should be doing and looking into that right now?
Of course, a survivor. If I'm a survivor, I'm actually I'm a DV survivor. You know what DV is?
What's that?
Domestic violence.
Okay.
I'm very proud of that because you know what? I bounce back. Some people in my situation will kind of like fall there and fall into drugs or into other things. But I did not. But I use my story to tell other people, listen, you can't let your story define who you are. So if you were a drug abuse person before and you bounce back, now you're doing great. Set up 2-3 meetings, whatever, with other people who are using, and let your story help them. And say, I was just like you, but look at where I am right now. I didn't let my story then define who I am right now. I am this. I'm making shoes. I'm a trader. Stuff like that. That motivate other people. I never did drug in my life before. Like I said, I'm a DV survivor. I got into this drug abuse because I love to change people's life. I go to shelters over there to speak to single moms who's a DV survivor and help them. I have 2 bachelors in the U.S. I'm working on my master's right now. But if I kind of like let my DV define me, I won't be sitting in this country with you right now.
Of course, definitely. So how long do you think drug addiction and drug abuse treatment should last?
It's forever, pretty much. Because once you're in it, or you did it before, it's going to stay in you because you're going to be surrounded with people who are drinking, who's a social drinker. You're going to be triggered to want to try it. And once you try, you can relapse. Relapse means you can
Go back to it.
go back to it again. So you have to try to fight that demon, that disease. You have to try to like sit in a place when they're drinking, go to clubs, when they're drinking, smoking, without saying, no, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke. It's a life battle because you tried it before.
Yeah.
So you have to try to stay clean. If you know you can take a bottle or, I'm not saying drugs, don't go back to drugs. Because when you go back, it's hard to stay clean again. But alcohol, maybe you can just take maybe a glass of wine. But I don't advise it. Once you stay clean, please stay clean.
Okay. So what do you think helps this drug abused people or drug addicted people? What do you think actually helps them stay in treatment? Because I feel like you said it's a light battle. So what exactly do you think helps them stay in treatment?
Keep their mind busy.
Okay.
Keep their mind busy at all times. Let them go after their goals. Everybody has a dream. Everybody has a dream. Make sure you remind them of their dream. I didn't come on this care plan. You came on this care plan. Valerie came up with like 60-something care plans that she wanted to achieve between last week that I came till December. I didn't write it out. She wrote it out. So you have to remind them, oh, Valerie, care plan. So she goes back and says, oh, yeah. Care plan. I'm going back to college in January. Oh, yeah. I have to do this. Yeah. So you have to keep reminding them till they get to that point like, okay, you don't have to remind me anymore. I got this.
Okay, let's talk now about this one from Elizabeth from University of Ibadan as we begin to round off. She says, good morning. In Nigeria, marijuana is prohibited while cigarettes are allowed, whereas marijuana, I don't know, you talk, has health benefit, while cigarettes have no benefit. I don't understand. Why is this so?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Why marijuana is allowed, or why cigarettes are allowed? Marijuana is prohibited while cigarettes are allowed.
In America, they said, again, I might be wrong, that cigarette companies fund a lot of big politics, whatever it is. So I guess that's why they allowed it to, they legalize cigarettes, I guess. I don't know. But marijuana, because of, again, I don't want to put first stories out there. I don't know. I just leave it like that.
All right. One more question before we call it a day. Should drug abuse be limited to orthodox drugs alone? Many people, especially some commercial drivers, indulge in taking herbs before embarking on any journey. Our drug law enforcement agencies should do something about this. Let me get your reaction concerning that.
Can you read that again?
Okay, it said, should drug abuse be limited to orthodox drugs alone? Many people, especially some commercial drivers, indulge in taking herbs.
Drugs is, when you on a steering, driving, is a no-no. Don't use nothing while driving. My motto is, don't use any form of drugs at all. I don't care if you're driving a car, a plane, a truck, whatever it is. Don't use that at all. Because you're driving right now, you have other people in your car. Their life is at risk. Don't use, I don't support whether kids, young, adult, whatever. People are abusing it. More than we parents, when our kids see us, they copy what we do.
Okay.
That's why our kids are doing what we're doing, what our parents are doing right now. I don't support it at all.
Okay, fine. As we round off right now, finally, I want you to address someone out there who has had issues with drug addiction, and right now he has been subjected to a lot of rejection, especially from family members. What would you say to the person, and what should the person be doing? Your last word on that.
This is not the last road for you. I know you can turn your life around. A lot of people have been in your shoes before. They've even worse than you have. They've even tried to commit suicide. but they've turned their life around and become a better person. And you can do so as well. All you have to do, just stop and reach out to help other people to help you. Call, go to church. To you, again, if your parents turn their back on you, go to church, go to friends that cares about you. Talk about your problem, and people around you will support you. You can reach out go to the hospital. The doctors can help you. They can come up with a care plan for you and help you kind of like weigh yourself out of that little bubble that you are. And drugs actually numb a problem for like 5-10 seconds, and you're back to that same issue again.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we do appreciate your presence on the show today. Our guest has been Mrs. Ebuwa Obazi. She is a drug addiction and abuse counselor from Massachusetts in the United States, and she came here to talk about how young people, how Nigerians generally can actually get away from this societal ills and channel their energies to other productive venture. We do appreciate it. Many thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, we also must say a very big thank you to Iwoyota Loki, PRO of Take It Back movement, who joined us earlier on the show to talk about the 30,000 minimum wage. Let's keep the conversation flowing on social media. Remember, the hashtag is Galaxy today. And a very big thank you to all of viewers who have watched us today and who have participated through SMSs and of course via the social media. My name is Justin Academia. We'll return again tomorrow with the entertainment edition.
Okay, thank you guys for joining, and my name is Ruth Blossom. Thank you so much. Have a good day.